fans gathered in the streets of Birmingham. Tears flowed, fans wailed, and the name Ozzy echoed like a chant from another world.
Ozzy, 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 Ozzy.
But in the middle of the grief, something or someone was missing. Two of Ozzy Osbourne's children weren't there to say goodbye. What happened? Why did it end like this? Let's unpack the final farewell. July 30th, 2025. Birmingham wasn't just mourning, it was remembering. The streets were packed. Fans held up vinyls, homemade signs, flowers. It felt more like a state funeral than one for a rock star. But Ozzy was never just a musician. He was a symbol of rebellion, of madness, of brilliance. And then came Sharon. Dressed in black, her hands trembling, she stepped out of the car with Jack, Kelly, Amy, and Louis by her side. She walked slowly, painfully, to a stack of flowers laid by fans, and added her own. Cameras caught her breaking down her body, shaking as she was helped to her feet by her children. Yet through her tears, she looked up, smiled faintly, and waved to the crowd, shouting, "Ozzy! Ozzy!" But as the procession passed by, fans online and offline noticed something. Two familiar names were missing: Jessica Osbourne, Elliot Kingsley, Ozzy's older children from his first marriage. Were they not invited? Did they choose not to come? Were they even informed? The internet exploded. Some fans insisted they were there. Others accused the media of spreading lies. But reports confirmed Jessica and Elliot were absent from both the public and private ceremonies. Elliot, Ozzy's adopted son, has always shied away from the spotlight. Jessica, a working actress, has lived her life far from the wild world of Black Sabbath. And both have had strained relationships with Ozzy for decades. They were there for 5 minutes and left. No, they were never in his life anyway. It was clear. This wasn't just a funeral. It was a reflection of Ozzy's complicated legacy as a father. It was strength, and it was heartbreak. In his memoir, I Am Ozzy, the Prince of Darkness didn't hold back. He admitted to failing his first family. He said, "I put that woman through hell," referring to his first wife, Thelma Riley, whom he married in 1971. Ozzy openly said he wasn't ready for fatherhood, marriage, or any kind of stability. His daughter Jessica once said she had no memories of her father putting her to bed, reading her a story, or even being there for birthdays. For most of her youth, Ozzy was in and out mentally, physically, emotionally. And Elliot? He was adopted into the chaos and remained almost entirely out of public view. Ozzy later tried to reconnect. He extended a hand to all 3 children from his first marriage, but only Louis, his biological son, responded. The others? The wounds ran too deep, the memories too painful. And that brings us to this moment, a funeral that reopened scars from the past. Sharon Osbourne has always been the rock behind the rocker. But at this funeral, she didn't just show grief, she showed love in the most subtle way. She wore a delicate gold chain. Hanging from it, what many fans believe was Ozzy's wedding band. The same one from their vow renewal in 2017 after surviving an affair, addiction, and the unraveling of a marriage that somehow always stitched itself back together. One fan on X wrote, "That's the 2017 ring, the one he wore with the original. She's wearing it close to her heart." That quiet act said more than words ever could. For Sharon, this goodbye wasn't just public. It was deeply, soul-crushingly personal. We may never know all that was said inside the private ceremony, but we do know what song Ozzy wanted played at his funeral. In a 2016 interview with NME, Ozzy revealed that he didn't want his own music played, not Crazy Train or Mama, I'm Coming Home. Instead, he wanted A Day in the Life by the Beatles, the band that made him want to become a musician. He said, "I haven't made my Sgt. Pepper yet." Even in death, Ozzy remained a fan, not a star, not a legend, just a boy from Birmingham who loved the Beatles and made a whole world listen to his pain in the loudest way possible. From Hollywood to heavy metal to professional wrestling, the world grieved. Adam Sandler wrote, "Nobody was more badass to blast on our speakers than Ozzy." WWE's Drew McIntyre said, "I thought Ozzy would outlive us all." Even Triple H, the WWE exec and Hall of Famer, chimed in, "Ozzy's passion was relentless. I always admired that. These weren't just fans. These were people who had lived loud lives and saw Ozzy as their mirror." In the end, the Prince of Darkness left behind more than platinum records. He left behind questions, regrets, love, and a family struggling to make peace with it all. Maybe Jessica and Elliot didn't show up because the pain was too great. Maybe Ozzy's love reached them too late. But what we saw at that funeral was real. A wife broken, children comforting her, and millions of fans trying to say goodbye. So now we ask you, should they have been there? Or did Ozzy's absence from their lives speak louder than a final visit ever could? Let us know in the comments if Ozzy's music ever got you through a dark time.